It was a total disaster in front of Congress for the co-CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos. Now the Ellisons smell blood in the water, and they're making an offer that maybe Warner Brothers Discovery investors simply can't say no to any longer. Today we'll tell you why times they are a-changin', but the amount being offered by the Ellisons, not so much, and David Zaslav gonna have a tough time telling his folks to stay on board with Netflix. Hello folks, welcome back to the channel that teaches you all the tricks the Hollyweirds know and don't want you to know. Getting you behind the curtain to see what's really going on where the sausage, vegan of course, is made. As we dive in today, consider clicking the like button, drop a comment down below, let us know your thoughts, join a community of conversations, and censor not thyself. And if we have not yet earned a subscription from you, we're working hard every day to do so. All right, we've got some change happening right now, and it's breaking from CNBC. Paramount sweetens the Warner Brothers bid deal. The Ellisons wanting to steal this away from Netflix, but stopped short of raising its per share value, which I believe, could be wrong, points to confidence. Lillian Rizzo has this one, and this is for a lot of marbles, a lot of brands that are going to be taking on Marvel. Whoever gets them gets a big win with Harry Potter and DC and Looney Tunes and all that. So here's what it says. If we scroll on down, Paramount Skydance said Tuesday it had sweetened its offer for Warner Brothers Discovery, adding a so-called ticking fee to signal regulatory confidence among other new elements. Paramount stopped short, however, of raising its per-share offer to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders. In December, Paramount launched a hostile tender offer for the entirety of Warner Brothers Discovery at $30 per share, all cash. That has not moved. The company argues its offer is superior to a pending transaction between Warner and Netflix. Quote, "The additional benefits of our superior $30 per share all-cash offer clearly underscore our strong and unwavering commitment to delivering the full value the Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders deserve for their investment," said David Ellison. Quote, "We are making meaningful enhancements, backing this offer with billions of dollars, providing shareholders with certainty and value, a clear regulatory path, and protection against market volatility. The ticking fee is payable to Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders for any potential delays in receiving regulatory approval for a Paramount WBD tie-up. This is a big deal. The ticking fee is equivalent to $650 million. In addition, on Tuesday, Paramount said it would fund the $2.8 billion termination fee that Warner Brothers would owe Netflix if that deal were to fall through, and would also eliminate a potential $1.5 billion refinancing cost of debt. The offer to the shareholders is clear here, Jonas. What they're suggesting is that this is not going to work. Ted Sarandos did not do a great job with Congress. You're not going to get approval. You're not going to get through. And we're here to save the day when that happens to you. So just go ahead and join us. But Jonas, I doubt this has any change for David Zaslav. Where is this going now in your estimation?
I think David Zaslav really wants $3 to $4 added on to the share price that either of these companies is offering right now. And I think they've got, what, 9 more days? I forget if it's the 19th. Is that the final day to raise offers here? So if that's the case, then we've got 1 week. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while since I've checked the timeline on this. But I think that David Zaslav wants $34 a share. And right now, no one is offering $34 a share for this company.
And that means over the next 9 days, you're going to see more posturing from Warner Brothers as they try to extract more cash out of this. But Jonas, what we're watching is perhaps, a lot of effort to get these brands for an era of AI, when just having the brand might be the most lucrative thing. It may not have so much to do with studios. I know CNN is a big deal as part of this to get control of the media for the Ellisons. But I'm thinking just having Superman, Batman, Bugs Bunny, all of that, and being able to license that to AI for people to make their own stuff, that might be where a lot of this money is going towards now. But people are not budging upwards. What say you, Jonas? Is it all about the brand these days?
I think it really is. And even with all of the inflation that we've had, Bob Iger is using Warner Brothers' ridiculous process here that everyone is seeing with clear eyes, that it's a little bit overpriced. He's trying to use that as an excuse for his purchase of Fox all those years ago to say, we didn't waste money. See, look over here. This one's going for $100 billion. You can say that's ridiculous. It was a steal to buy Fox for $70 billion in what year was that? 2019 was when that went through, right?
Right, and caused the stock to be stuck for what, 11 years now? It's been about the same thing for Disney.
Right. From a shareholder perspective, Fox has disappeared from the balance sheet. So Nothing has happened to that company. They have not added $70 billion in value to that company. Over the last 10 years, Disney has been in the exact same spot, essentially. It's a little bit of a roller coaster. You got to figure out when to get on and get off. You really don't want to have done it anytime other than when Bob Chapek was CEO.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that the appearance by Netflix CEO Sarandis in front of Congress did not pay off very well for them. I think it has left, perhaps, and I could be wrong, but may have left more of the investors worried than before, based on how those the hearings went.
I would think so too. There is nothing that happened during that should have left investors with a better taste in their mouth. The 45-day window, they both committed to it and kind of said they weren't going to stick to 45 days. They meant on average they'll stick to a 45-day window, which is kind of like saying we're not going to do a 45-day window.
Well, it also created these bizarre situations, Jonas, like this. This entirely avoidable if they had just not, done this. But here's Ted Cruz asking about stolen land, setting up poor Billie Eilish, who had, I don't know if she's evicted yet, but anyway, asking Netflix guys about this. And you know that Paramount Skydance could have knocked it out of the park, but Netflix can't because of their constituencies and their creatives. Meanwhile, if you'd put up the Ellisons, they'd be like, no, it's not stolen land. But here's how this played out and why I think there's an upper hand now.
I want to ask, did either of y'all watch the Grammys this week?
I did not. Just the tail end of it.
One simple question.
By the way, that guy right there, Ted Sarandis, he's co-CEO of Netflix.
One simple question. Are we right now on stolen land?
I have no idea the history of this land, where we're sitting today. Nor do I, Senator.
I've never taken a history class. I don't understand anything about this. What is land? Can you define land for me?
So that speaks volumes that neither of you are willing to say, hell no, we're not on stolen land. And I will say at the Grammys, when you see an entertainer say, nobody is illegal while we're on stolen land, and then you see entertainers leap to their feet clapping so excitedly at the notion that America is fundamentally illegitimate, it starts to convey that the entertainment world is deeply corrupt. And I will point out that same singer who says no one is illegal on stolen land promptly went back to her $14 million mansion.
Well, stop it there. But needless to say, Mo, it did not go the way that Netflix probably hoped. And this is why investors are worried, because these guys have got to go in front of the government, into the regulatory bodies, and get this through. And I don't know that they're up for it. I don't know if they can do the job. What say you?
Yeah, no, there's one thing that investors will pay attention to, and that is the stuff on Capitol Hill. They will pay attention to that. They won't listen to the normies. They don't have their finger on the pulse. They don't listen to much of anything else. But when it comes to that, that's usually what your financial networks and stuff will cover and will report back on. So yeah, they had a very bad showing on Capitol Hill Netflix. And I think Paramount, is showing some confidence with not trying to overbid right now for Warner Brothers Discovery. So with that being said, I think Paramount is playing this perfectly, but I still don't have any confidence that they're going to let Paramount take over Netflix's bid. I mean, that's kind of a lot to overcome, even though Netflix proverbially shot them. Proverbially shot themselves in the foot. Yeah.
Here's more from how that went. And again, what was the point of this? What did Ted Sarandis have to prove to investors? That he's the kind of guy who can peruse, he can move through the regulatory committees, through the government. He knows the peeps. He knows how to play the game, and they'll be able to get this thing done. They'll lock it down with Warner Brothers. And that's not how this went. Here's Holly asking him about kids' content.
I'm talking about minor children now. I'm not talking about teenagers. Minor children promotes a transgender.
Folks, we'll skip just a second. You know what he said.
Agenda. I was just looking at the data here from your various series. And what concerns me is just 2 days ago, a jury in New York awarded a former transitioner $2 million because she said that her psychologists and others pressured her they pushed on her an ideology that proved to be extremely detrimental. I'm sure you know that in the UK, the National Health Service in the UK has said that they're not going to perform transgender surgeries or any longer so-called gender-affirming care for minors, including in counseling, because it is so incredibly detrimental. Our own HHS has come forward with similar findings this past year, yet if you turn on Netflix, you'll find that an enormous amount, and I say this as a parent with 3 young children, an enormous amount of your children's programming has this ideology and agenda in it. Is this an advocacy position for Netflix? Is this an ideological commitment you have? I mean, why is this?
Senator Ali, Netflix has no political agenda of any kind. I would tell you that.
Well, then why is your children's program so full of this highly sexualized, highly controversial agenda? I don't understand it. It seems strange to me. Why?
There you go. So this is why I think people are getting a little bit worried because, and if you go look, Cory Booker was not easy on them. I'm not sure Netflix has a lot of friends on either side of the aisle. I think that their play with Barack Obama did not curry them the favor they were expecting years ago. Ron?
Yeah, so I was watching that, and I think there's a little more to that clip that you didn't play after that, and that was that the CEO of Netflix, I don't know.
Ted Sarandos.
Sarandos, okay. So he couldn't really answer the question. He seemed to be not completely aware of the content. Like he basically just muffled it with, well, we've got all kinds of content so that we can please all kinds of different audiences, which was extremely general and not related to children's content. Then he went into the types of things, what parents can do to block whatever. But, and then that was rebutted with, but the problem with that is that it doesn't block that content because that particular content is geared towards children or saying that it's geared towards children. So even as a parent, when you try to block that content, it doesn't work because it's all slated on the next on Netflix's algorithm as being made for children. And that is the content that has that ideology in it. When you can't answer those questions and you're the CEO of the company, it doesn't give a lot of confidence to anybody that might be an investor. The real question I have though is, if in the end, who has the final vote? Is it going to be regular investors or is it going to be BlackRock, Vanguard, the institutional investors? So I just don't know when it comes to that kind of stuff, who ends up actually getting the final say. And I also, in the end, well, I think right now it looks like I think Paramount would be the better, the better team, the better company to buy out Warner Brothers. 5-10 years down the road, we just don't know how things are going to change, and it could end up being that either one of these ends up being bad. But we'll see. This is why I believe that Paramount Skydance is in a great place to sweep this up. They're showing confidence in offering to pay for the failure of Netflix. And for Netflix, I got to say, too, they could be doing even better than they are. And they're doing great financially. But Netflix could be even better if they would drop the non-binary Transformers and go with K-pop Demon Hunters. Go to the stuff that everybody loves. Drop the controversies out of kids' content. Adult stuff, that's a different thing. But kids' content, get out of that. Switch to the stuff that's working for you. And you know what? Make a promise, make a guarantee that if you're going to get Warner Brothers, you're going to have a theatrical window of so many days and put it in writing, put it where it can't change. You might have a chance. But right now, the Ellisons looking like they're feeling better and better about this, especially after that appearance in Congress. I know you want more. You want more of the Pro Channel, folks, but we've got to head out the door for this video. But fret not yet, for more content is yet on the way. 3 times a day, thrice as nice, right here on the Pro Channel. Oh, what's that you say? You want more than that? Fine, we'll do 4. 4 videos. Well, yeah, that's happening. Folks, as you get ready to go, consider clicking the like button for us. It is a huge help. Also, like, share, subscribe, and click it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. We would also love it if you could drop on down and give us a comment. We love hearing from you. And although we can't respond to every single comment, we often are reading them indeed. Folks, we would encourage you to consider subscribing to our partner channels, that Park Place, that Game Place, and that Pod Place. We love them all. We think you might too. Until the next time we have the joy of joining with you,
keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.